What's good, Detroit Sports Nation? I am Eric Vincent, your host here at the DSN News Desk, back again to chop it up with you, the best fan base in the world. I appreciate your time and support as we come to you with an update in the world of college football, where Michigan and Michigan State saw increases and jumps in their AP poll rankings after their Week 1 matchups. Michigan took pretty good care of Colorado State in a beatdown of 51-7 at home, and Michigan State, in a little bit more of an up-and-down game, also saw a double-digit victory, beating Western Michigan 35-13 in their matchup. Not really much surprise from where they increased to. Michigan started off before the season ranked at number 6 and moved up to number 4 after their victory. Currently, the only 3 teams ahead of them now are we'll start at Ohio State at number 3, Georgia, who's now number 2, but they were behind Ohio State previously. They are now number 2 after their beatdown against Oregon, and Alabama, of course, at number 1 after their romping against Utah State. And Michigan, again, behind them at 4. Michigan State took a little bit of a jump themselves, going from 15 to 14. Now, again, it's very early in the season. You're not really expected to see a huge jump unless these teams ahead of them just had catastrophic fallouts. But not really much of that happened, so not really much of the jump for those teams at the moment from where they're sitting. But seeing where they currently stand and a lot of the comments that we've heard and feedback that we've seen after the game, kind of puzzling to see what's going to happen next with these teams. I mean, Michigan State, Tuck didn't really seem very happy. We heard Tuck talk about how it was really frustrated to see how inconsistent they were on offense and defense. If you want to check out the reporting, my man Michael Whitaker did a pretty awesome write-up on DetroitSportsNation.com. You can check the article out there. But yeah, he spoke his mind. He was pretty honest. Even though they saw a victory, he wasn't happy with the effort they saw. And it's pretty cool and also very comforting to see that from your coach, that they're willing to call a team out even after a victory. You don't want to just ride high on W's, even if you're not performing up to the standards that they have set. So I appreciate that from Tuck. Michigan is in a pretty weird spot though themselves. Listen, I know it's been a lot of pushback from the players saying that the quarterback battle and whatnot is no big deal, and we're making too much of this. I have a hard time believing that. Listen, again, I don't want to say they got lucky, but I'd say they got very fortunate being able to be successful as they were last season with their 2-quarterback system. They played how they needed to play last season. Again, I don't believe that either of them are ever going to play up to the potential of being like some top 10 draft pick in the NFL or a top 5 quarterback or anything like that. They just need to be sufficient and efficient enough to keep Michigan moving and successful offensively. They don't need to be high flyers like Oregon. They don't need to light up with 50 and 60 points like in Alabama. They don't need to do that. And I don't think they really have the quarterback play to do that. They need to be efficient enough. But we saw a lot of motors and moments from Cade McNamara where he looked pretty jittery, wasn't as efficient as he should be, and didn't look like the polished starting quarterback that was going to hopefully take that next step for Michigan. He left the door open for J.J. McCarthy. We already heard Jim Harbaugh's plan. He said week 1 was going to be Cade's to start off, and then J.J. McCarthy was going to have the second week to show what he can do. We don't know what that's going to look like. We saw him make a couple plays in week 1. We saw him play a few different quarterbacks because they were in a blowout. It's not beyond the realm of comparison that he may even still play 2 quarterbacks in the next game they have against Hawaii. This is a very unconventional coach that we're looking at, and they put them in a very unconventional situation with the way they've been playing, especially considering the fact that they saw success with it last season. So even with me questioning it, I still have to give just enough credit and a side eye and maybe a little thought that maybe it could work just because we already saw it last season. Now, it's not going to be easy. Starting in October, that's when the schedules tick up for Michigan and Michigan State. And they got to find some kind of continuity before then. If they don't, they could be finding a lot of awkward comfort with this team. I think they could find some very it would look like how the Pittsburgh Steelers did when they started off as 11-0, but everybody saw how flawed it was when they were doing it a couple years ago. So if they do that now here with Michigan, I can see the same thing. I don't want to see them just have a bunch of victories, but they look fluky while doing it. They need to build some continuity and build some consistency, and to me, it has to start with a consistent quarterback. So hopefully they get closer to that, but it'll be interesting to watch nonetheless. Talk to me down below. I'd love to hear your feedback in the comments section. Like the video here on our YouTube page. Let us know what you think about Michigan and Michigan State in their current rankings. What do you think they're going to go moving forward? How do you think the landscape's going to change around with the competition? What do you think it's going to look like for the Big Ten? I would love to hear your feedback. Talk to us in the comments section and on our social media pages as well. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all the above. You can catch us on all of our pages. Be sure to check the write-out again of the article on DetroitSportsNation.com and stay tapped in, of course, with me as well. My handle is below at I am Eric Vincent, and I'll be sure to tap in with you again soon here at the DSN News Desk. Peace.